yeah, just ignore the painting behind me. Hey, it's Jade. Welcome to my channel. This video, I basically just wanted to give some modeling advice. I do model professionally. I have for like a couple years now, and I genuinely do think that like pretty much anyone can model, even if it's just for fun. Like, especially if it's for fun. It's for fun, so no one can tell you you can't take pictures or ask someone to take a picture of you. People might joke and be like, oh, you're an Instagram model, but really who cares? If you want to take a nice picture of yourself or get a friend to take a picture of you, all the power to you. I don't see anything wrong with it, and yeah, rules don't apply. And as for just like modeling well, I think it's just a matter of you getting more comfortable in front of the camera so that it can be as natural as possible, and those make for the best pictures, I think. But yeah, and just trial and error. I just genuinely think that with enough practice you can model too if you want to. Yeah, so these tips could be used if you want to model for fun or if you are looking to get more serious about modeling. A bit of a backstory as to how I got here. A family friend basically asked if my sisters and I wanted to model for her since she was a makeup artist. So we did a shoot and it was just really fun and I really liked it. Yeah, I'll probably include the picture. Yeah, so I just started doing shoots for fun, like creatives. I really like doing creatives just because it's a chance to be a canvas for someone else, and to kind of help make their vision come alive is a really cool thing, I think. So I started doing it for fun, like really not frequent at all. Like it was, I think, just with that family friend, like a few times a year maybe. And then I moved to Vancouver and started working in TV and film, and then a girl I met asked if I wanted to do a shoot with her. And so I was like, oh, like, yeah, sure, why not? Did a casual shoot with her. It was really fun. And then I was like, you know what? I'm new to the city and I didn't really know what else to do with my spare time, to be quite honest with you. Like, I do have hobbies, but I just wanted to like get out more and kind of work with new people. So I signed up for Model Mayhem, which is a really cool website because photographers, models, makeup artists, stylists, they can all make a profile saying like what service they can provide for someone else. You can state if you are looking for paid work, just time for print, so you just exchange your time in return for photos essentially, which was what I was doing for a long time. So I just started working with people through Model Mayhem. Be careful with that though, because I don't know, I always worked with female photographers just because to be on the safer side. Sometimes male photographers, but I kind of like to test the waters and be like, can my friend accompany me, or my sister or my mom? If they have a problem with that, then like beware, because I don't really see why there should be an issue of someone just tagging along just to be there with you. Sometimes it's just to make sure you're more comfortable or whatever, but yeah, if they get really mad, it's just kind of like, okay, I'll just not shoot with you. That's what I would do. But yeah, so be careful if you do try out Model Mayhem. This was before I got kind of more into Instagram, which I started doing the shoots with Model Mayhem, was posting the pictures on Instagram, and then gradually over time people just tend to see your stuff if they live in the same city, and I was tagging the location of Vancouver, so if people were to look for pictures in Vancouver and they happened to come across that and they were a photographer or a stylist or a makeup artist and they wanted to work with me, they would message me, or I would message some people that I really liked their work just to say like, hey, I really like your stuff, if you ever want to do a time for print, let me know, I'd love to model for you. And then yeah, some things just came out of that. And so basically over time, the people that you work with, they know a network of people, and then they see their stuff, and then if they're interested in working with you, then it can happen like that. And then it's just, it was literally like a snowball of shoot after shoot. Eventually some people started asking if I'd work for them and get paid, which was amazing. And then I was referred to a modeling agency, which then closed down, and then I started representing myself for a while, which was okay, but I found that I was lowballing how much I should get paid, and then sometimes I'd find out that like the other model was getting way more than I was, and so I was kind of like, I feel so awkward because I don't know how much to ask for and blah 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 blah. And so I ended up signing with a new agency, and so now I'm currently with Next Canada, which has been going great, and it's just really nice having representation where they can figure out all the financial stuff and the details for you. You don't have to stress as much, and it's kind of filtered that way as well. So in terms of the actual modeling, I cannot express enough how awkward of a person I am in general. I still am awkward. It doesn't appear to be in my pictures, but I started off extremely awkward, extremely stiff. I was just really uncomfortable. I hated getting my picture taken. I hated school pictures. I just was like, oh, like, it's kind of crazy how you can go from not being able to look at yourself in the mirror to being like comfortable enough to just casually take a picture now. So I'm very like proud of myself for like pushing my comfort zone, and yeah, just trying modeling because I really like the process of just like working with other people and collaborating with them. But yeah, I just say that because no matter how awkward you think you are, just be patient with yourself, give yourself time, and eventually you will get better at it. Because like, picture yourself before starting a new activity, like I don't know, if you skateboard or if you draw or like literally anything, playing an instrument. At one point you sucked at it and then you practiced and practiced, trial and error, and eventually you got to a point where you're confident in your skills. That is exactly how it works for modeling. So please be patient with yourself and just have fun with it. Like, grab a friend, go take pictures of each other. If you hate them, you don't have to do anything with them, and if you love them, you can share them. It's great. Like, you're in control, and no one can tell you what to post on Instagram and what not to post, and that's what I love about it, because you can be as extra as you want, or you can be like as basic as you want. Whatever, do whatever you want. That's the goal. So I have some tips, and this is just what works for me or what I think works. So other models probably have different methods that they use or advice that they would give, but this is just purely coming from my perspective. One of the big things I think is having expression in your eyes. When you're getting your picture taken, whether it's just like a still portrait or like literally anything, my advice is to think of something when you're getting your picture taken. And if it means you have to take a moment to do that, then do it, because normally they're like taking pictures with digital cameras and they can snap away. If it's film, that's a whole different thing, and it scares the crap out of me because I blink so much, like non-stop. It's annoying. If you think of something, like if you want to have kind of like a happy expression, like you could think of something that just genuinely makes you happy. Like, you could think of your mom or your dog or your cat or your friend, whatever you need to think of, and just you'll be able to read it in that person's eyes. If I want like a subtle hint of like anger or something, or kind of bitchiness, I'll think of someone that I don't like, or someone, like a situation where someone was really rude to me or whatever. Like, pull from my road rage moments. I'm just kidding. I'm not kidding, actually. I do have a bit of road rage. But, yeah, just something that kind of sparks an emotion. It doesn't have to be super deep. Sometimes you could just picture looking at someone else in that lens, almost as if a little like person like lives in that camera lens, like something like that. You could picture something, and just if you have a thought in your head, it's gonna read in your eyes. And I think it's cool because it's mysterious. You don't necessarily know what that person is thinking, but it's gonna read in the picture as something, and it adds an element of like interest. It's interesting to see someone express something than to just have dead eyes and flat. Like, take a picture of me, okay. It's like, what? So yeah, just try and think of something, and then it will just, I don't know, make for better pictures, I think. Hopefully this makes sense. As for smizing, I still don't really know how you do that. Yeah, I don't know. That's why I say, like, just practice with a friend or something, someone you trust who won't make fun of you or whatever, because you can, like, try what you think smizing is, and they can tell you, like, oh, you're doing, like, one eye's more closed than the other, or you look like psychotic, or what. No, I'm just kidding. Don't say that. Like, say it lightly and kindly. Be kind with your friends when you're taking pictures of them. But just experiment, or even if you just want to take it on your phone yourself, like whatever, you can experiment, see how it looks and adjust from there, but everyone has to start somewhere. So yeah, I just kind of think of like smizing as like when you're smiling like this, and then you drop the expression in your mouth, but you still have it in your eyes. But I could be wrong. I don't know. Tyra Banks, where are you at? So another thing is movement. A big tip that someone gave me was, if someone's like, okay, why don't you touch your hair in this picture, or like stroke your hair? If you just go to like do like this and you kind of freeze, I think it does read as stiff sometimes, not always, depends how you do it. But I like to do movement just very slowly, like do the movement but slow it down a lot and just like stroke your hair like that. And in that moment they can take a lot of pictures, and in that string of pictures there's going to be at least one picture that looks amazing, and it'll look natural because you are actually doing that movement, and it's more like, it's still posed but it's more candid, if that makes sense. Oh shit, 1 second. You move around a lot, they can just snap away, and then if they like the pose they'll say hold that, and you can like hold it, and yeah, and then once they've taken a few, just keep going. But yeah, just move a lot. And I find music really helps, so I love when they play music in a shoot. It just really helps you kind of get into it, and like a lot of the time you can kind of create a story when there's a song to kind of jam to, like especially when it's music you like. So if they like ask like, do you want to play music, I would say take that opportunity, because yeah, it's great, but just don't have it too loud that they can't hear you anymore, because that's not so great. You want to be able to like communicate. Depending on the shoots, like some just want you to be very like slouchy, as if you don't give a crap about anything. Other ones, you want you to be more elegant. I have really bad posture, so I really have to be conscious of if I'm sitting up straight or not, or being slouchy. But yeah, experiment a lot is my advice with that, with posing, and like look up inspiration on Pinterest and stuff. But yeah, most importantly, you must be able to laugh at yourself. No one, absolutely no one, takes an endless amount of good pictures. Humans naturally blink, and they might say something, give you a direction that you didn't hear, and you have to like be like, sorry, what? And when you're asking that, they might still be snapping away, and so you're like mid talking when they take that picture. And there's gonna be ones where you look like a freaking fool. Like I have so many where I'm like and it used to really bother me when I saw those pictures, because I was like, oh my god, I look so bad, I look like oh, it just looks so bad. But it's like, you have to just let that go and be like, that just comes with it, with getting your picture taken. There's going to be bad ones, and then there's going to be really good ones. You're going to surprise yourself. So yeah, just don't take yourself too seriously with that. It does take time, so easier said than done. Like, no one takes a good picture all the time. You have to kind of mess up to get to the good ones. So yeah, just know the good ones will be in that batch. But yeah, if you don't take yourself and it so seriously, then you'll just have more fun with it, and it's like whatever. Even if other people laugh at your pictures because you half blinked, which it happens all the time, like it doesn't define who you are as a person. It's just like, forget about it, you know? Another thing that you can do is try and notice the things that you do when you're nervous, because that can really affect your pictures. Like, for example, when I'm super nervous, my eyes can get really twitchy, like, ooh, just get crazy. Or my jaw gets really tight, so I'll be like, and so when I get really nervous, I tend to lock up my jaw, or like have a very stiff jaw, and it, like, my mouth is very like tense, and so they're like, relax your jaw, relax your mouth, and I'm like, oh shit, because I'm like, so I would have to consciously make an effort to relax my jaw and whatnot. And I get asked a lot to like open my mouth slightly, so instead of being like, just open your lips a little bit, just a tiny bit, so they're not touching anymore. You don't have to be like, but find something that still looks natural. And I also like to breathe. I think this was from America's Next Top Model, but just taking a deep breath, like, I know that seems really weird, but when a picture is captured when you're doing that, it also breathes life into you, into your eyes, like I was saying earlier, and it can create a really cool picture. But yeah, try that too. And it's like, if you're working with great people, they won't care all the crazy shit you want to do to get a good picture. Like, they just want a good picture and they want it to look good. Tips for going from being like doing modeling for fun to moving into the creative realm. I would just say that in the current time that we live in, Instagram is a big marketing tool. Basically, my Instagram is marketing, even though I try and make it personal with like the captions that I use, and I try to throw in like just casual pictures now and stuff that I've taken for fun, of just like landscapes or whatever my friends have taken pictures when we go out. Yeah, a mixture, but essentially like Instagram is a marketing tool, and I have gotten a lot of work through Instagram and people seeing my work on Instagram. And yeah, so consistency is key. Tagging your city in the pictures helps too, I think. Maybe doing a hashtag, like hashtag whatever city you live in model. That could help people find you. What else am I missing? Oh, another thing was some people would reach out and see like one picture. So I think that's kind of everything. I may be missing stuff, I'm not really sure, but yeah, I hope that this advice helps you somehow if you're looking to get into modeling, and again, just have fun with it. But yeah, I hope it goes well for you. And if you do have any questions, feel free to comment below and I'll try and answer them. I don't feel like a super pro model, but yeah, I'll try my best. And again, it's what works for me, right? So I hope this is recording. I just realized that. Rio! I think Rio should be a little dog model. You're so cute. She could be a dog model. And another dog model. Oh my god, you guys are so cute. Bye.